Hi fashion lovers, you're welcome to today's tutorial. Today is a quick one. We are going to look into how to make this kimono jacket and also belt pants. Look at it. So I'm going to make, in this tutorial, I'm going to make a replica of what we have here on the mannequin. So what we are going to take note of is the shoulder. The shoulder measurement. The shoulder measurement at this point, and also from the center back, you also take the full length of the sleeve. What I have here is 15 inches for the full length. Then the full length of the jacket itself is 38 inches. Then we're also going to take note of the bust, the waist, and the hip round circumference. That's for the kimono. Yes, that's for the kimono. While for the short, we're also going to take note of the waist, then the thigh and the round circumference of the knee. So guys, let's sit, relax. Watch this video to the end, because here you are going to learn a lot. So if this tutorial is what you are interested in, please just sit back. Let's hop into how to make a kimono and pants. So now the fabric is folded into 4. That means we are cutting the front panel and the back panel. Remember, the front panel, there's going to be a slit. That is from where we'll form the jacket on the front panel. But first, here is folded into 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now what I'm going to do now is to create a starting line from here, and to determine the extent of folding, it's not the hip circumference, rather is the shoulder and the sleeve length. That is what I use to determine the amount of folding. Remember I said from the center back, this is the center back, so to the sleeve is 15 inches. So that is what I use in determining the amount of folding. So from this center back, we'll mark 15 inches. Here, this is where our 15 inches ends. While the shoulder measurement of the client is 13 inches, 13 divided by 2, we have 6.5. So now this sleeve is going to have a band. It's going to have a band. The full length of the sleeve is 15, but it's going to have a band. For the band, I'm going to deduct 2 inches. So what we have here left is 8.5. So I'm going to mark here, we have 6 for the sleeve, while the rest will be for the band. What we have here is 2.5. So I'm going to cut off this, and I add up a band of 2.5 after cutting off the shoulder. So this is where we are going to work with our sleeve. Here we are going to add band to it. I've deducted 2.5 inches for the band. So now what we have here altogether is 13. Now we have the shoulder, we have the sleeve. So from this sleeve, I'm going to come down 1.5 inches for shoulder slant, like so. And for the neckline, the neck width is 3 inches. This kimono is for a girl of 13 years. So the neck width is 3 inches. That's for the back, while the neck depth for the back is 1 inch only. So I'll be marking 1 inch. I'll connect it like so. Still on that neck width, for the front neck depth, we're going to make use of 7 inches. We're going to make use of 7 inches. Remember, the front is a V neck. It's a V neck. So we're going to make use of 7 inches. I'll connect it all the way to meet the neck width. So it's going to have a V neck. At this point, I'm going to come in 1 inch. At this point, I came in 1 inch to create that V shape. To create the V shape. While the rest from the 1 inch, I'll extend it all the way down to the hem of the gown. So I'm going to connect it like so. From the neck width, I'll connect it to meet the 1 inch. So that's that. What I'm going to do next is to connect the shoulder drop to connect it to the neck width as well. So from here, I'll connect our shoulder drop all the way like so to the neck width. So we are done with this area, okay? So what next I'm going to do, remember I said the full length of the kimono is 38 inches. So I'm going to come down 38 inches. We have it 38 inches here. So I'm going to add 2 extra inches. Remember, we are going to join the shoulder. We'll use ½ inch to join the shoulder, while 1½ inch to join the lower hem. So I'll add extra 2 inches. So what we have here is altogether is 40 inches in length. So I'm going to connect it in a straight line like so. So that's that for the full length of the kimono. So what else I'm going to do now, from the shoulder drop, I'm going to connect to our armhole depth, okay? So the armhole depth is 9 inches. 9 inches. I'm going to take it up the way. Now, you can make yours depending on age actually, okay? You can make yours 8 inches, 10 inches for this age of 13 years, okay? If it is adult, from 10 upwards. So I'm going to connect these to make our armhole or sleeve opening. That's for the sleeve opening. I'll connect it like so. So now that's the armhole or the sleeve opening, okay? We shocked it here at 9 inches. So I'm just going to use 1 inch, okay, why as a seam allowance, okay? So what else I'm going to do now is to mark in the vertical measurement. So all the way from the shoulder, this is the bust at the sleeve opening, then the waist from the shoulder to 14 inches is the waist length, okay? While from the waist length down to 7 inches is the hip length, okay? So I'll connect it like so in a straight line. Here we have the waist and the hip. Then here is the bust. So the bust circumference, so for the bust is 13 inches. 30 divided by 4, we have 7½. I'll mark it like so, okay, 7½. Then I'm going to add extra 2 inches, okay, extra 2 inches. 1 inch is for seam allowance, 1 inch is for ease. So at this point, so for the waist circumference is 28 inches divided by 4, we have 7 inches, okay? I'll mark 7 inches here. I'm going to add extra 2 inches. So I'll connect it to meet the bust. Then the hip is 35 inches divided by 4, we have 8.75 rather. 8.75. So I'm going to mark it like so. Then I'll add extra 2 inches, okay? So from here I'll connect to the hip, to the waist rather, from the waist to the chest line. Here we have the chest line. So I'll connect it like so. At the waist area, you have to make it to be curvy, okay? It's not supposed to be sharp. So from the hip now, I'll take it all the way down to the hem of the kimono. So that's it, from here all the way down, okay? So at this point, at the bust area, okay, this point, now we have our sleeve length. At this point, we are going to come up. You can do that 1 inch or 1½ inches, okay? I'll make it 1½ inches. So I'm going to create that curvy shape. So all the way from the armhole, I'll curve it like so. Connect it back to the waist. Okay, see what I mean, from here to here, to create that armhole shape. So that's it for our measurements. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to cut, and while cutting I only have to cut the back neck measurements. Okay, I'll not cut the front yet. After cutting the back, I'm not going to remove it and work on the front panel. So right now I will remove this is the back, and we're going to work on the front. Okay, so we'll work on the front now. Remember from our neckline we came in 1 inch, so I'm going to connect this all the way down to the hem of the jacket. So I'll mark here 1 inch. I'll mark 1 inch all through. Okay, I'll mark 1 inch all through. So I'll connect it right now from this point, from the neckline, from the 1 inch that we marked on the neckline area. I'll connect it all the way down. So after that, we are going to cut it off. This will form our jacket. Okay, so from here now, I'll cut the neckline all the way down. So at this point, the V shape, okay, cut it off. So right now we have the two sides. So right now we have the two front slitted parts. Okay, and also here we have the back. So what I'm going to do now is to turn right side facing each other like so, and now closing the, okay, this is the right side facing each other. I'm now closing at the shoulder area. Okay, so I'm going to take it up this way. I'll close it at the shoulder area. Okay, after that I'll take the sleeve measurement to determine the length of the band we are going to cut for at the sleeve. So I'm going to do this and show us. Now I've joined the shoulder like so. So what I'm going to do next is to take the full length of the sleeve. So what I have here is 16.5. Okay, or let's just call it 17 inches, and also on the other side 17 inches. I've also gone ahead and cut out a band. Remember I said we are going to attach a band like so at the two places, and the length of this band is 18 inches. I added extra 1 inch, okay, to avoid running shortage. It's better to be excess. You cannot trim it off. While the width of the band is 2 inches. Okay, the width of the band is 2. So I'm going to, no, the width of the band is 2.5. Okay, 2.5 inches. 2.5 inches, that's for the band. So I'm going to attach this like so. I'll stitch on it using 1/2 inch. Okay, so I'll also stitch on the other side using 1/2 inch and show us what next to. So I also went ahead and attached an interfacing on it. That's the paper stay. It's optional though. If you want, you can put it. It always helps for stability and thickness. Okay, so I attach interfacing on it. I ironed it out, so you can as well do that while stitching or sewing yours. So now I've joined the sleeve, okay, like so, and also on the other side, and I've also gone ahead and interlocked it. Okay, so it's always good to interlock to make the cloth, the inside of the cloth, to be neater. Okay, I've also interlocked this. So what I'm going to do now, look at this seam allowance, look at the seam allowance. I'm going to flip it to the band area. Okay, like so. I'll flip it to the band area, then I'll stitch right there on it. Okay, at the tip to make it firm. I'll stitch right there on it so that it will not be seen on the other side. Okay, on one direction. Okay, I also do this on the other side. I'll flip the seam allowance, okay, to the band area, and I'll go right there and stitch. So I'll do this and show us what next to do. So now it has been stitched. Okay, look at how it is so neat. And also I've done that on the other side. So what next I'm going to do now is to fix the band all around the neckline, okay, on the other side as well. So before I'm going to do it now, the shoulder, the two shoulders, I'm going to merge it together. Look for the midpoint, shoulder against shoulder, like so, and I will notch the midpoint. Okay, so here we have the midpoint. From this midpoint, I'm going to take one side of the neck, okay, of the neckline all the way down. I'll multiply it by 2. Okay, I'll now use it to cut the band for it. So now from this notched area, I went ahead and measured out one side of the front panel, just the way you see me doing it. Okay, so I measure out one side, and after taking the measurement, what I got was 44.5 inches. Okay, also shake the other side of the front panel as well. So I'll do this and show us. And I've also gone ahead to cut out the band, okay, for it. So remember we measured out 1 inch, so I went ahead and cut out a band of length 46.5. I added just 2 inches to the 44.5 inches. Okay, so it's always safer to have it in excess than to have a short of the fabric. So at that end I have 46.5, 2 inches extra. So what I will do now is to flip it like so, match the two sides of the front panel, the band like so. I match the front side, right side facing each other. So I'll go ahead and join it and show us. So right now it have been closed like so. I've gone ahead and close it this way. Okay, so what else I'm going to do is to insert the band. Okay, so I'll go ahead and turn the main fabric. I've joined the front and the back sides of the bodice. Okay, so on that notched part and also on the joint part on the band, so I'll place it like so, right side of the fabric facing the right side of the band. Okay, so I went ahead and pin it down with a pin. So I also fasten it all around with pin. Okay, and I've also interlocked the edges on the band. So I'll go ahead and pin it all around. Okay, as I'm adjusting, I'll keep on pinning till the end of the dress. So now what I will do, I will cut off the excess. Okay, yes, just as I earlier explained, I cut off the excess. I also do the same on the other side and shows. So here I am on my sewing machine trying to demonstrate how to join the band to the kimono. Okay, so starting from that joint area, the center back, so I'll keep on stitching. Okay, right side of the fabric facing the right side of the kimono, so I stitch on it like so. So here I'm done with one side of it. Then I went ahead and cut off the excess band. So I also go ahead and do the other side. Okay, starting from the center back. So I went ahead and also place the other side. Okay, so I'll go ahead and also do the same, stitching the band to the kimono dress. So I'm done with it. Here it is. Okay, I'm done with it. See how neat it is. Up next is for me to flip the seam allowance, just the one I'm pointing at, on that band side and stitch on it. Okay, at the seam line. Okay, I'll just stitch on it. I'll also do the same. I'll stitch on it all round. I'll flip it like so. The seam allowance facing the band side. Okay, take note of that. Seam allowance facing the band side, and I'll stitch all round at that edge. Okay, the line in between the joining, I will stitch all round. So now for me to demonstrate what I was explaining, I flip the band like so. Okay, towards the seam allowance towards the band, so I'll stitch all around the kimono. Okay, so now I've done that. It has been stitched. See how firm it is, and neatly stitched all around. Okay, so now what I'm about to do is to, so I'll go ahead and turn the kimono just this way, right side facing each other. Okay, so I'll also go ahead and adjust the sides. Okay, it must be tally. Then I'll stitch it using 1 inch. Okay, I marked out 1 inch for seam allowance, so I'll go out and measure also 1 inch all around on the other side and stitch right there. So after that, I've gone ahead and stitched the sides. I've closed the side like so, both sides. Okay, so what I will do now is to give a tiny notch at the armhole area. So here we have our kimono almost ready. Yes, so I went ahead and notched at the armhole area to allow easy movement. Okay, so what next I will do is I went ahead and cut out a belt guide. Okay, because I'm going to insert a belt at the waist area, length 3 inches, wideness 1.5 inches. So what I will do next is to insert the belt guide. Okay, at the sides of the kimono band like so. So all the way from the shoulder for the belt guide, or rather where the belt is going to be, I came down 14 inches. Okay, that is the half length. So I went ahead and marked the half length like so on both sides. So at this point is exactly where I'm going to insert the belt guide. So I went ahead and cut out. The length is 3 inches while the wideness is 1.5 inches. Okay, so I folded it this way. So I'll go ahead and place it and stitch on that point, and also flip it to the other side, leaving some space for where the belt is going to pass through. Okay, so I'll do this and show us. So what next I will do is for me to hem the lower area. Okay, so I'll hem it like so, half inch first, then another half inch all around. Okay, all around the lower side. So guys, we have come to the end of this our kimono tutorial. Okay, so if this tutorial have been so helpful to you in any way, please just subscribe, okay, to this channel for more amazing content. Share the videos to your friends and well wishers. Okay, also like, place a comment. I'll be there to reply back. Okay, so thank you so much guys, love you all, bye.